All right, welcome back to Fireside Chat with Pat as we explore golf, friendship, family, and talk about the business of golf, which Pat and I, love absolutely tremendously.
Absolutely.
When we left off, we were talking a little bit about the club family and what makes a club special. And I got to say, what I love most about our club is that not only do they love golf and are passionate about golf, but they love competing. They love competing in golf, right? And I think that as a teacher, right, you as well as myself, it's fun to help people who want to get better for a reason, right? Even if it's to beat their buddy, right, out of that nickel on the 18th hole, right? That's what's fun. That's what's fun to be a part of. I'm going to put you on the spot. This is pretty impromptu. Pat and I are just kind of talking and letting the conversation go. So I'm going to ask Pat two questions about him as a player, because I know he did play a little bit in college, in high school, in juniors. We've had conversations about many, many great matches. What was the most fun match that you ever played? High school, college, with your buddy on the weekend. If there's one match that you remember that was just so much fun and you were into it the whole time, and whether you won or lost doesn't even matter, right, when it's a good match. Right? You always want to win, but being in the moment when you're in that match and you're hitting shots, and there's something really magical about that. Can you think of anyone in particular that sticks out?
Yeah, there's one that I learned a lot from too. Early on, I was playing at DVC. That was back when DVC had a tremendous golf program. We played 3 matches a week against top schools in the area, Northern California, and it was match play. So it was different than college golf now, where college golf you play in tournaments, whereas I still talk to a lot of the players that played it during that time in the 70s. It was tremendous competition, but I do remember one match where, and it taught me a lot about how to handle certain things, and basically, as I remember it, and my dad showed me in an article that was written about it, I basically, like a lot of us, started out very poorly. I think I bogeyed the first hole, and then I had one of those holes. I had a hole where I think I had an 11 on the hole. You just get in trouble, and next thing you know, your round just seems like it's done. And I remember at the time, giving up completely, but then you start to think, geez, I don't want to shoot 90. So you hang on, and to make a long story short, it's a true story. I did birdie 9 holes in a row from that point after, and came in with a decent score after all that. But it just shows you that you never know, even after a certain shot or a hole, how you can come back. I've had a situation where I've watched a player make a hole-in-one in a tournament, give up on his round, basically bogey 7, 8 holes in a row, quitting, and then on one hole after that, make a hole-in-one, and he was completely dejected because here he made a hole-in-one, his first hole-in-one, and yet he had given up on the round.
Yeah.
So I think you never. It's like, and it's almost like what we're going through right now. It's a bad hole in the course of our life, but we need to know that it's just one hole, and we need to come back from that and make 9 more birdies, which are right out there for us.
Yeah, they are. They sure are. And I think that's the one thing about golf I love so much, is that no matter what's happening in the round, you just have to have the belief in yourself that good shots are bound to happen, right? I mean, odds have to be in your favor. If you make 9 bogeys in a row, you got to make at least 1 par.
Right, exactly.
And I think we've all experienced this. When you give up, that's typically when you play really well. Because what have you done? By giving up, you've given up the ability that you feel like you can control anything, right?
Right.
And when you try and control things in golf, nothing good happens, right? That's what we teach.
Exactly.
Right? That's what we teach our students every day, is you can't control it. You just have to be a part of it.
Yeah, we teach that, and it's a life lesson. And it's also a lesson for kids to know that life parallels golf, and golf parallels life. In the fact that there's good days, we've all had those great days in golf and in life where everything just goes right. Everything seems to just go right along the course, whether it's business or whatever you're doing. And And then there's days where it's just like nothing seems to go right. And that's what happens in golf. So it's how you deal with that. And I think golf is a great learning program for life. And that's what we really try to teach our kids here,
Yeah.
is to learn from that both ways.
Well,